Hey, what's up, Rockflock? This is the Master Gamer Rockhawk64, and I want to welcome you to the first video of my new series. This is the, well, second video actually, the first recorded video of my new series, VGTalk. And I have a guest with me for this video, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm MunsterMash and I play games.
Yes.
In case you want to wear.
Yes, guy. For those of you that have been, sticking with me around for a while, you remember MunsterMash from the finale of Metroid Fusion, in which I gave him nightmares. But we're not here to talk about that. We're actually here to talk about, pertaining to the previous episode, the new Smash Bros. Coming out for the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U systems. And we're here today to actually discuss thoughts on what is, well, pretty much old news, and that is some of the newcomers that have the starting out newcomers, I guess, initial roster. So do you want to go ahead and start us off with the first one?
The first newcomer that was announced was the Wii Fit trainer. And I can pretty much guarantee you absolutely nobody saw this character coming.
Oh yeah, jeez. You want to talk about sending something right out of left field. Damn, Wii Fit trainer, who would have thought?
I mean, I like the idea.
Oh yeah, I mean the idea is really great, using exercises as attacks.
Yeah.
That final smash though.
And a lot of people were a little iffy on this character, but I don't know. I think it's definitely interesting.
Yeah,
but nothing bad.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give her a try and see exactly how she plays and see how her style is. She comes off to me like probably more of a balanced character, either balanced or fast. She's not going to do as much damage as some of the fighters, but she's going to be able to move around and be a lot more agile and flexible.
Yeah, and, well, pun not intended, because balanced. Cause
yes, balanced word.
Yeah, I should
got
stop.
Yes, you should stop. This is going south already.
Alright, well, the next character announced was Mega Man. And this character pretty much established the hype for this game.
Oh yes, this character is the hype for the game. This is the character that everyone expected to be in Brawl, and then it didn't happen. And now it's happening. So, go ahead.
I don't know. I managed to try him out in the demo, which is something we'll get to later.
Yeah, separate video.
He plays kind of odd, but not in a bad way. It just takes a little bit to get used to, because the standard A is his little lemons. Like his lemon shooting.
It's his Mega Buster.
Mega Buster.
And then his other various attacks are based around the attacks he gets on the robot from the Robot Masters, various Robot Masters throughout the Mega Man series.
Yeah, some of those include the Leaf Shield, the Hard Knuckle, among many others.
Hard Knuckle OP.
Yes, it looks really cool.
Seriously, during when I was playing the demo, you don't know how many characters I just meteor smashed because of Hard Knuckle.
Yeah. Well,
oh, and then brief touch on his final smashes, Mega Man Legends, where different versions of the Mega Man appear.
Yes.
And they all just blast your opponents into oblivion.
All of my yes. I love that final smash. It was so satisfying.
I'll tell you what really had me interested, because I'm a big fan of this particular sub-series, was the Mega Man Battle Network Mega Man. And then they also had the one from Star Force, which I'm not as big of a fan of.
I've never really played any Mega Man game besides the X series and the original series.
Yeah.
I have to try out Battle Network soon.
We'll talk about that later when we get done with this.
Yeah, and so the next character was the villager from Animal Crossing. Here it comes.
I don't think Villager belongs in Smash. I mean, don't get me wrong, the concept behind him is cool. He's a collector, so he uses various things that he collects throughout the Animal Crossing games to attack. But I just don't think that Villager is a character that necessarily belongs in Smash. Granted, there is one character that belongs even less, but we won't touch on that.
I personally he's not really stood out much to me, but I don't think he makes a bad addition at all. He's just not standing out to me.
Yeah,
I don't really
I
care for
tried him. Yeah, I tried him in the demo. He's clunky to me.
I do have to say that I don't like his side smash. The dropping the bowling ball. Yeah, it's kind of annoying because it has like no range at all. Like at least other Final Smashes have a little bit of range. That one has no range at all, and I do admit it makes it all the more satisfying to actually hit it.
Yeah,
but
especially with the meteor smash capabilities of that particular attack.
Yes, but it's just the cons outweigh the pros.
Yeah, and then I forgot what his final smash is.
It's actually a dream house where.
He built it and then it
explodes.
Yeah. You want to talk about the most useless endeavor ever? Okay, I'm gonna build a house. Okay, guys, I'm gonna blow it up to hurt you all.
Sounds like a certain Cartoon Network show that went out of air really quickly.
Yeah.
I went off air, I mean.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Our next character is actually one of the ones I was more interested in seeing, and that is Rosalina and Luma.
Yes.
Because, I mean, at first a lot of people, when they saw the trailer, they didn't really think to look on, how she moved, and so they're like, oh, this is just a cheap Ice Climber's rip. Not true, Rockflock, because Rosalina can attack independent of her Lumas.
Yes.
I'd like to think of it as kind of like a similar mix between Ice Climbers and Olimar, in the fact that the Lumas help increase her attack power, but at the same time she doesn't rely on them.
Exactly. She could have been her own character easily with just without the Luma.
But the Luma definitely does add an interesting twist.
Yes, it does.
And then the final smash, I forget
I
what it
have
does.
to say, oh yeah, it's the one where she holds up the star and shoots out little star bits.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's like the worst final smash in the game.
Yeah, but
seriously, it's so easy to dodge.
But it is.
I mean, if it lasted a little longer, or if it was a wider range, it would be perfect. But I tried it out when I went to Smash Fest. No.
Yeah, but it is interesting that they did take, a mechanic that was only seen in the Galaxy games and implement it into her character so seamlessly.
Yeah. I know this has nothing much to do, but I'm really glad that they added Rosalina or anyone from the Galaxy series, because I really like the Super Mario Galaxy stage.
Yeah, I heard that the Galaxy games themselves were pretty fun, but I've never really had the chance to play them, sadly.
They're great. They're one of my favorite Mario games, if not my favorite.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next character is one of my personal favorites, Little Mac.
Little Mac.
And this character actually has nostalgia for me, believe it or not, because when I was a wee little tyke, just starting elementary school, I got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! And I'm talking the original NES one, and, well, beating Mike Tyson, first of all, was so satisfying.
What's an NES?
You know what an NES is.
I'm kidding.
Yes.
But
it's definitely interesting. Little Mac is definitely one of the fast multiple hitter types.
Yeah.
Except for one interesting mechanic.
The
KO meter.
KO meter.
Yeah,
always forget the thing before the meter.
For those of you that may not know, in which case, first of all, what rock have you been living under?
Get it, rock.
Yes. Don't eat the rocks. Anywho, enough of shameless self-plugging. As the battle goes on, the KO meter will slowly fill up, and when it's filled up, you can unleash a devastating instant KO attack.
Yes.
And that is what's going to make Little Mac OP. I can't say I'm too crazy about his final smash, though.
No, I feel like it could have been way better off with just some generic
Summon Mike Tyson.
combo.
Summon Mike Tyson. One hit punch them all.
Or you could bring the opponent to the original.
Yeah, and then just start beating up. Yeah, that would actually be really cool. Like move the
then,
arena.
do all the star moves, punches, whatever.
Yeah, that actually is a good idea. Like have the arena move to the original and then just have Little Mac punching up at him.
Mm-hmm.
That would be amazing.
Well, yeah, I think he's gonna be a really interesting character, and
Yeah,
definitely a
especially
lot of people
because,
using him
you wouldn't
online.
expect a boxer to be able to hold his own in Smash Bros. But so far, he's looking like he'll be able to.
Also, this is just me, but there's only one problem I have with Little Mac
Hmm.
being in Smash Brothers. It's about time. Cause think about it. Boxer. What do boxers do? They fight.
Yes, we know. We
They
did.
do in Smash Brothers. They fight. Little Mac
Yeah.
is a first-party Nintendo. Well, I think he's a first-party. Is he? First-party
Yeah,
Nintendo character.
because I'm pretty sure he is.
And you know, it's just
If he's not first, he's second party.
yeah. I just think it's about time.
Well, then again, the Punch-Out series never really was very popular compared to some of Nintendo's, heavier hitters. So I think that's probably why they delayed putting it off until now.
But there's also Ice Climbers. And Ice Climbers. I've never heard of Ice Climbers until I played Brawl.
Actually, I had. Anyways, moving on. Our next character is Greninja, because we totally needed another Pokemon.
You know, I kind of found it really funny, the reveal trailer. I knew right from the start Mewtwo is not going to be in this trailer. But so many people got excited. And
Yeah.
the three frog fingers really
Gave it
deceived a
away.
lot of people.
It actually gave it away to me because Mewtwo's fingers are thicker.
Yeah. But a lot of people thought it was Mewtwo, and I was like, Mewtwo!
Yeah,
Oh,
but as is par for the course, they gave Greninja a physical moveset based on its design, and they gave it special attacks based on its Pokemon, based on the moves it can learn in game.
Yeah, I also gotta say, I love his water shuriken move.
Oh yeah, I just wish it was
And-
more viable in competitive play.
His final smash is really cool.
Oh yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
One of my favorites, definitely.
Shit, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Night Slash, I think, isn't it?
I don't know.
I forget what move it is, but yeah, basically, just Greninja just like repeatedly slams into his opponent DBZ style.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think he's gonna be a really versatile character that someone can just learn pretty quickly, but he has some, like, a lot of deeper moves that take time to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
sure.
actually, it seems to me like he's again going to be another one of the fast, multiple hitting types,
Yes, definitely.
which is not a bad thing because actually those are the characters I excel at.
I don't know why, but for me, I always excel at swordsman. It's just always been
Yeah.
swordsman.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't play the bigger, slower, heavier characters really all that well.
I don't do Bowser.
I mean, I can play as them, but I don't do as well as, like, for example, Link, Fox, people like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, next one.
Me fighters.
So sad that they are not allowed in online play.
I mean, I think this is a great idea.
Oh, I
personally.
mean, it's an amazing idea. It just makes me a little sad that they're not allowed in online play.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, I mean, you can do it on online play, but it has to be against friends,
yeah.
which makes sense.
But the concept behind the Mii Fighters is there's different quote-unquote classes of Mii Fighters. Like
Yeah.
there's Swordsman, Brawler,
And gunner or
yeah,
gunman.
I think it's a Gunner. And like each Mii's power is based, I think, depending on the attributes of how you build it. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that influences it, and there's also throughout the classic mode, you get these little stat
Yeah,
symbols
yeah. I
that
mean,
you can
we're not
add
talking about
to.
that though. That's mechanics. That's not this video.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. To me, it sounds like any character you want can be in Smash Brothers.
Rock joins the fight. Munster joins the fight.
Also, a little tidbit that in the digital event they threw in Lincoln. I forgot what the bad pun was after their names, but Lincoln was there.
Yeah.
Ice-T was there, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, Ice-T was hilarious.
And I forgot the other one.
Okay, so our next one is definitely an interesting turn in that it's technically a returning character, but it technically isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be Charizard. No, not Pokemon Trainer. Charizard.
Just Charizard.
Yeah, they decided that apparently Pokemon Trainer's stamina mechanics were a tad bit broken, and so they just took them out and left Charizard in.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think they kept his moveset relatively the same from what it was in Brawl.
Yeah, aside from his down B, which I believe was switching from Pokemon to Pokemon.
Yeah, that's obviously that's the only one.
I
But
actually forgot what his new down B is.
I have no clue. But I think he still retains Rock Smash, Flamethrower, and Fly.
Yeah.
And what's his final smash again?
Mega Charizard X.
Oh yes, that's right. And we also forgot to talk about the Mii Fighters final smash.
Oh yeah, they're all pretty generic.
Yeah.
I have to say the fighter class of Brawler. Yeah, Brawler.
Yeah, Brawler.
The Brawler class of the Mii Fighters is definitely my favorite. It's similar to Ike's Final Smash, but with punches.
Yeah.
And the Gunners is basically the Zero Laser, and the Swordsman is actually its own thing.
Yeah.
He puts his sword up in the air and it starts shooting little imaginary slashes. Not imaginary, but
Yeah.
slashes come out of the sword without him doing anything.
Yeah. Because that's the most badass thing ever for a swordsman to do.
Well, yeah.
Now, next onto a character that I know absolutely, positively jack shit about.
Me too.
Palutena.
Palutena. She's not available in the demo.
Sadly.
So, and I haven't played any of the Kid Icarus games ever.
Neither have I. All I know is Palutena is some sort of goddess.
Some sort of goddess. And her trailer is my favorite trailer of video games of all time. Link versus Pit. It's beautiful. And in anime style, which is...
Yeah. And then Palutena
awesome.
just comes in as like, lol, nope.
I also loved when she levitated
Yeah.
Pit away.
Yeah. Because Pit's a wimp. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Actually, Pit's one of the few one of the few faster-paced characters that I absolutely suck as. Just a random side note.
Well, next character is a character that I was like super excited about when he was...
it just made the hype just that much more. Like
Yes.
it just added it put almost as much hype as Mega Man, and that's saying something.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite yellow pack dot eater, Pac-Man.
Yeah. I personally like to call them Tic Tacs, but
They're pack dots.
there'll always be Tic Tacs in my heart.
Well, I've just
Anyway.
crushed your dreams.
Pac-Man's a very... Okay, first off, before we start anything about how he plays,
Yeah.
his design, I'm so glad they didn't go with the Ghost Adventures Pac-Man. I'm really glad they took the Pac-Man from the side of the arcade.
Yeah.
Arcade thing.
Yeah.
Got the name of it.
Yeah.
Arcade booth? No.
Even though I think it would have been interesting to see the Pac-Man Worlds Pac-Man.
Yeah. I personally, this is my favorite. If they had to go with any 3D Pac-Man, this would probably be the one I would go with.
Yeah.
He plays with a lot of retro stuff. By retro, I mean, like his old games.
Yes, we know
His
the
down
old...
smash is like putting two ghosts on opposite sides. And then, yeah, he's just an awesome character all around. Then
And
he's
isn't his final
definitely
smash where he goes like all 8-bit and...
Yeah, he turns into a huge 8-bit Pac-Man and starts eating everybody up.
Best final smash ever. And I'm actually glad that they went back to Pac-Man's roots for one of his moves.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely glad it was the final smash because those usually go all out anyways.
There is this one move where he kind of draws a line of Pac Dots, Tic Tacs, and he starts eating through them And I think that's a really interesting move and can
Now,
definitely.
wait, does is it something that you have to control as the player, or is it something like it does automatically?
I'm pretty sure you press the attack command and then you draw it out with the circle pad or the stick, depending on which
Because that
version.
sounds to me like that would be something. Is that his recovery move, or?
I don't know.
Because if you
I-
remember in the Pac-Man World games, there were certain lines of Pac Dots that when Pac-Man ate the first one, he would like float along the rest of them. I'm not sure what his. Anywho, next character. Boy, oh boy.
Robin from the Fire Emblem series.
Because that's what we needed, was another Fire Emblem character.
I personally was not excited for Robin at all, as well as the other character they revealed in that trailer, which I was even less excited.
Well, we'll get to that next.
Robin seems like an interesting character, but I feel like
It is nice that they do have the male and female, I will say.
yes, that is a neat little touch.
But I feel they could have done so much more with the Final Smash.
Yeah, I mean, I do personally really like the Final Smash,
But
it's missing something.
it's missing the fact that Chrom should have been the playable character.
Yeah, they really trolled everyone there.
Yeah, they did.
It's classic trolling.
That is classic Nintendo trolling.
Especially in the trailer where he said, like, where Crom said, "I'll get my chance someday," and then it's like, "Well, nope, you get it now." And then he just
Nope,
appears
you
in the
don't.
Final Smash.
Nope, you don't get the chance in the way that you thought you was gonna get it.
Yeah.
And then, in the same vein, the next character was Lucina.
No.
Another Ike
That's
clone.
all it deserves. No.
Another clone.
Like, and this one even has the same Final Smash. I mean, I get it. Like, at least Ness and Lucas had slightly different angles of where
Yeah,
the
their mechanics varied.
PK Starstorm, I believe it's called.
Yeah, PK Starstorm.
And like,
Now
it's
here's my issue altogether. What is up with Sakurai and all the other all the other Smash Bros. People? What is up with their obsession with having at least one clone character in every game?
I mean,
Well,
it's all about making the roster bigger and sometimes.
but they should.
clones
I
are
think
there.
they should at least try and make them unique. Like for example, I'll talk about this probably in a later video. But Luigi is definitely becoming a hell of a lot less of a clone than he was in Melee
Yeah.
when he was first introduced.
Luigi is, I personally say, is his own character.
But we're talking about that I'm talking about that in a different video. I don't know whether you'll be the guest or someone else, but that'll be talked about in a different video.
Who knows?
And then the last one, the one you've really been having a lot of fun with.
And
I'm really feeling it.
The question to all of you is,
Are you really feeling it?
are you really feeling? Because Shulk was announced for Smash Brothers, and holy crap,
I'm gonna go ahead and
It's hilarious.
I'm gonna go ahead and say right off the bat, I know absolutely nothing about the Xeno games.
me neither.
But knowing what very little I know, Shulk definitely does look to be interesting. It's another swordsman.
You know, I'll try him out.
Oh yeah, just because you're really feeling it.
I'm really feeling it. He's just such a funny character. I mean, his whole trailer, that little statement, I'm really feeling a statement just made the whole, that made my month, that made my year. 2014 recap. I'm really feeling it.
We should all do recap videos of like the best moments our personal best moments in gaming in 2014, and that should be all of our number ones. Is I'm really feeling it. Well, like a joke number one, and then we'll go into the
Yeah.
But yeah, Shulk definitely looks to be an interesting character from what little we've seen of him in the demo trailer.
Especially with all the Monados.
Oh yeah.
Definitely seems like a very different and unique character.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a breath of fresh air, with the fact that they're taking from a series that I don't think I mean, it's kind of popular, but I don't think it's too terribly popular, the Xeno games.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I really want to try him out. He seems like an interesting character.
Yeah, I
and
mean, I'll give him a try. I'll probably give everyone a try except for a few certain characters. Villager. Sorry, I had something in my throat there.
I don't know. Maybe if I just play Marth, I'll already know what Lucina feels like. Well,
Yeah.
I also like that they threw in his shirtless and his shirtless skin.
Yeah. So overall, final thoughts on the newcomers, the initial roster newcomers that they've announced so far. They've definitely put a breath of fresh air into the Smash roster by pulling from more game series, which I'm glad to see.
Yes.
Obviously, there's some that were from series that we anticipated, namely Greninja. Actually, that was really the only one that could actually be anticipated.
I think Fire Emblem Awakening, like I knew we were gonna get
Yeah,
at least one
but everyone
more
thought it
Fire
was
Emblem
Chrom.
character.
Everyone thought it was going to be Chrom.
Everybody thought it was Grom. Nobody thought, oh, they should put Lucina instead.
Oh, they're going to put Robin in there and make Chrom her final smash.
Yeah.
But definitely most of these are definitely way out of left field, which honestly is actually something I've kind of come to expect from Nintendo over my almost 19 years of gaming.
Yeah, there's a little saying floating around the internet right now, is that Nintendo is best when they're not in their best.
Yeah.
Which...
something as a little...
explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
They listen more to their fans and they do things right when they're not doing well.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when the Wii U was first released and then it just wasn't doing so well. Everyone's like, oh, Nintendo's going to flop. And then E3 happened.
Like, E3 2014, Smash just, yeah.
Nintendo just, like, stole the entire fucking show.
Destiny DLC comes first to PS4.
Wait. Who went first in the E3 presentations? Was it Nintendo?
I think Sony, then Microsoft, then Nintendo.
Oh, they saved the best for last. I was gonna say because if either Microsoft or Sony had to go after Nintendo, I would have hated to see the morale of their team.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's gonna draw this episode of Video Game Talk to a close.
There are more new characters that are in the game, but we don't want to talk about those for now.
Yeah, mainly because this is an initial roster newcomers video.
Oh, we didn't talk about the splits.
Oh yeah, the splits. Okay, actually, you guys are getting a little bonus segment, I guess. Technically, they're not newcomers, but at the same time, I would consider them to be. Two characters they have split up. The Sheik Zelda are now separate characters, as well as Samus and Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah, the Zero Suit Samus or Samus, I don't really know which one's correct.
I always pronounce it as Samus. I think it's Samus, but I'm not sure.
They added some snazzy heels.
Oh yeah.
Also, there's so many jokes around the internet that say, you know those moon shoes? It's some stupid. We'll have a photo of it up right now.
I don't know. Maybe it depends on if I remember to edit it in or not.
You'll know by now.
But anyways, we're here to talk about we're here to talk about the splits themselves, not necessarily not just design choices. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Nintendo made the right choice in splitting up Sheik Zelda and Samus Zero Suit Samus?
I mean, I think it's a good idea because then you can get used to one move set, which in Brawl, for example, Brawl.
Yeah.
You have to get used to Sheik and Zelda's. I mean, not necessarily Sheik's, but definitely with Samus. If you wanted to do the final smash, you had to learn Zero Suit as well as regular Samus, which is kind of a pain in the ass.
But on the flip side of the coin, that gave the characters more so Sheik Zelda than Samus Zero Suit Samus. It gave we'll just I'm just gonna go ahead and just go on about Sheik Zelda. This split definitely removed some of the flexibility that the character duo had.
Yeah.
Because Zelda was more of a long-range fighter, and then if you suddenly found yourself having to go up close and personal, poof, you're Sheik. Kick ass.
Mhm.
Samus Zero Suit Samus, I actually agree with you on, unless they had, unless they would have programmed in an alternate way to switch between the two, instead of just having to use the final smash.
Yeah.
So I agree with the Samus Zero Suit Samus split. I think that's something that probably should have been done in Brawl.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am going to lament the loss of flexibility in Zelda Sheik.
There are two more things that I want to mention quickly. There were a lot of buffs to the characters, like some buffs.
Oh yeah, like for example, Link's dash attack is just so much better.
Yeah. But the big one I want to mention is, Olimar's limited Pikmin count now. You can only have 3, which is okay. I mean, I never really play as Pikmin Olimar.
Neither do I. Just mostly because the fact that without Pikmin, Olimar can't even do a basic attack.
So yeah.
All right, guys. So
Good
this has been
people.
So this has been the
Also,
what?
Ike returning. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
That's another video though, dude. But anyway, so this has been the an episode of Video Game Talk. Outro.
And I must. I don't know.
And this has been Rockhawk64. I just want to remind you guys to have fun with life and enjoy it too. I'll catch you all in the next Video Game Talk video. Peace out.